So this video is about what to do in life. What should you do? So this video is about letting go and understanding what you should or shouldn't do in life, what's okay and what's acceptable to do or to decline. So I was just in my house there and I just thought I should make a video. Actually, I was outside playing with some puppies, or sitting beside two puppies, and I was thinking the puppies just live free. And so this video is about living free, having comfort in your own skin, because the animals teach us tremendously that you're allowed to roll on the ground and get mucky and dirty. But humans are so afraid. I watched a channeled message from Jesus the other day, and he's talking about letting go of fear. And I do recall, apparently it said in the Bible, become more like the children and the animals. Because if you look at the children at a young age, at a young enough age, when they're young enough and they haven't been programmed and brainwashed with fear and preconceived notions and ideas, which is what this video and title is about, they're free and they're stress free and they're able to have fun and enjoy life. So here I am now in the Caribbean, okay, in a nice, lovely, beautiful place called Turks and Caicos Islands. And what I've learned in my journey in the last few months is, and I do apologise for the wind, what I've learned is that every place has its positives and negatives. And what I like most about life is life itself, the whole shebang, the diversity, the change in your vision, your scenery, what you see around you. It comes and it goes. I won't be seeing my family now for many months, more or less visually, I won't, except for maybe a tiny bit someone in my family on Skype, but that doesn't count really. I won't be seeing my family in person for many months. Right now, this is your vision. So right now for you, this is your vision. And one of the things I like about life is it changes the view. Like it's new. You have different stages, chapters, and seasons of your life. So how this ties into the video is, I just want to say there's nothing you should do. The shoulds are a mental construct from men or women who are typically in fear at a dark age in human history, where I heard today, if it's true, in like 3,500 years, in the past history, only two have been relatively peace without too many wars. So basically speaking, you're getting like a lot of the mainstream knowledge, and a lot of the information we get growing up is coming from like crazy, warring, confused people who don't know how to live life in the slightest bit. Absolutely confused, suffering like mad, on and off, just lost, confused, hopeless and desperate. So, does anyone know why I make these videos? Maybe it's something got to do with the world we live in. I want to help bring a bit of clarity, light, and some information to help you, to empower you, to soothe you, to bring you relief, accurate information and knowledge, so you can go out there and have a nice life. And I'm learning, we're all learning as we go along, every single one of us, by the seat of our pants, and that's what life is about. Life is about the adventure and the experience, the unknown in many ways. Absolutely. We make it up as we go along. That's the meaning of life. Making it up as you go along. Experience, exploration, adventure. So, preconceived ideas. First of all, recognize we're coming from a place with crazy preconceived ideas, notions. Okay, so now getting back to the animals, the children. So you're allowed to roll around in the mud. I like to be like a cat. You're allowed to sit down in the muck. You're allowed to climb up a tree. I'm going to go swimming in the ocean today, and it's going to be really nice. And that's going to be my experience, and your lovely, beautiful experience that I have the utmost respect for, by the way, just in case you didn't know and you're new to my channel. I really value and respect you. And I think I know we're all God. We're all Source. infinite, divine beings, everlasting. We're all good. Guess what? We're all bad superficially. We're all good deep down. But everybody's everything. Good, bad, like right, wrong. Sometimes we're right, sometimes we're wrong. Sometimes we act heavenly, sometimes we act demonically. But yeah, I respect everyone because we're all changing. So your experience will change for you later. And I hope you enjoy your changing experience when you're off your computer now or your phone which you're on now watching this video. And the sounds you hear will change also. So that's life. And a few ants on my foot, but luckily they don't bite much at all. So my message in this video is to let go of the nonsensical teachings or upbringing that you may have had, and to start to relax more and enjoy your life more. Do what you want to do in life, not what others tell you to do. Not your culture and not your family, not your anybody, friend, parents. I highly encourage you to listen though, and to listen to people and learn from people, because that's one of the things that I would have liked to have expertise in more when I was growing up. We're soft and so close-minded and narrow-minded and hard-headed and righteous and arrogant and thinking we know everything when we're small, and that gets us into loads of trouble. It got me into loads of trouble, loads of suffering, so much, which led to a big shift in my life, which is extremely good. So don't be too quick to judge right or wrong, good or bad. But I want to say listening is so much more important than speaking, generally speaking, than talking. You want a good, very wise balance of listening, which is receptive, and speaking, which is active motion going forward. Usually people are crapper listeners and shallow speakers. Not a lot of stuff in what they're saying. Well, often there is, there is, of course. It's a mixture. But when we speak without the listening, that's when we're missing the mark. So, highly recommend listening. But at the same time, we shouldn't, I'll use that word loosely, we shouldn't just live our life and somebody else, because they have their life to live and you have your life, because we are individuals and we must live our life individually. So some of the preconceived ideas in life is, oh, you should get a job, you should get a well-paid job, you should get that job, and people are trying to tell you what to do. You shouldn't do this, you can't do that, you shouldn't do this, you can't do this, don't do that. So much control based on fear and programming. It totally pulls the fun out of your life. If we allow, we can't blame others eventually when we see what's happening. Then we have much more of a choice when we start to wake up more and allow ourselves to be free instead of a bit like robots or slaves. And victims, which we play a lot as well. So in all of life there's both sides of the same spectrum, the yin and the yang, the far left and the far right, with the idea of being independent and doing what you want to do and following your heart. That's one scale, okay, that's one end of the scale. The other end now, which I must share with you in case you get lost in this part, because you can get lost. The other side is just to become selfish, self-obsessed, thoughtless of other people, disregarding, ignoring others, not really paying attention to cause and effect of the potential results from your actions and behaviour and choices. So you want to do what you want to do, but you don't want to shove it on people's faces and say, stuff you, and I don't care about if it brings you discomfort or if I get loads of attention on myself and you feel like uneasy about that. We have to take other people's feelings obviously into consideration, because we're all connected, and what you do to one, you do to many others to affect their life, their family. Stress one person, they go home stressed and get snappy at their children, etc. So we're all interrelated and interconnected. So that's called being mindful, or whatever word you want to use, in whatever language you might speak. But that's what the Buddhists did generally call it, but that's what I call it sometimes. So it's about striking balance, and wisdom is found in the center, the balance, the understanding the spectrum of polar opposites. That's where wisdom is found, which is a good thing you can take away from this video, because that truly is where wisdom is found, by understanding the spectrum and being able to live wisely and cleverly and surf the spectrum. Surfing the spectrum. Because if you don't know about the spectrum of polar opposites, and there's always two things or two sides to every story, or more than two, you get lost in either being too selfish or too a walkover and people pleasing. You have to go find the sweet spot in the middle. So, letting go of preconceived notions. So, finally, to end the video, I just want to remind you that you're free, and go out there, have fun and enjoy your life. My intention is to help you in your journey, to be able to lighten up, literally lighten up energetically, lighten. A lighter feeling about yourself and a lighter energy. And to find more clarity. So you know your rights and entitlements. Rights and entitlements, peace, are two essential things to know in life. That you're allowed to be free and to behave harmlessly and to enjoy yourself. You're not really entitled to do what you want when it's like involves destroying other people or their properties or their things, but you're allowed to behave in a way which ultimately is harmless, like sitting down under a tree, but just you incorporate common sense. You're not going to sit in a tree in someone's garden necessarily, a stranger's garden. It might seem a bit too weird. So yeah, I think that's just about everything. Do let go of the fear and be kind and respectful in how you communicate with others when you're saying no. No, often people have our well-being in mind when they're like our parents trying to direct us in life. So you don't want to like just shove something in their face and say no. Ideally, I prefer not to have big shouting arguments. I don't think anyone likes that too much, generally speaking. There's a way of communicating expertly and with very, 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 very strong emotional intelligence. That's really what I found is extremely important. I know myself and other people often say relationships are possibly the hardest things in life, and in many ways they are. They're very complicated, or a lot to learn. But one thing I want to say is to have emotional intelligence, empathize. Those two things are incredibly life transformative. To empathize with being in someone else's shoes, their body, their last few hours, what they might be going through, or where they're coming from culturally, historically, their family, their past experiences and relationships and upbringing. And know, even though you don't know everything about them, just bear that in mind and do try and have emotional intelligence for the needs of the moment and the needs of the person and the needs of yourself. I'll leave you with that, and that's a very strong piece of advice or information there just in the last second I shared. I bid you farewell, and I look forward to seeing you again in another video. Take care, and I'll see you another time. Say bye now, have a great day. Okay, so this video goes out to all of those people who don't know what to do in life.